Buddy, welcome back to the Five for Fighting podcast. How's everybody doing?
Living the dream.
Doing good here, man. It's been a cold but good week here on the East Coast.
Yeah, no
Cold.
complaints.
Nothing. You know nothing but cold.
Buddy, I'll argue that all day because it's cold up here. But man, when the wind and everything gets going back home and the wet and the bullshit, it's
gets in your bones, don't it? It gets right in your bones.
It does. It gets to the bone, and that's the thing between Alberta and East Coast winters. Like you get the dampness, right, of the East Coast because all the water and stuff. Here at Fort Mac, it's just dry
as shit.
Like it could be negative 50, but as soon as you walk in your house, you're warm.
I work on the water too, so you go down there 7 a.m. on a cold, windy day. Brutal.
Yeah, she's nippy.
Yeah.
So hockey. Let's get into it. What are we in? What week are we in for fantasy?
We're in week 9.
Week 9. Going to week 10.
So going to week 10. Right. So yeah, here's Ron Burgundy with the news of the week for the NHL. Yeah,
not a whole lot happening. We have another big injury though is for the Dallas Stars is Tyler Seguin once again is out with another ACL injury. I think it's the second one. So far. So he's out for the remainder of the year. Most likely, they said they're going to go back and get some testing done. Another long-term injury is Kyle Palmieri. Blew his ACL. Played dead a little bit in the back corner there, long enough to have the defender all by himself, and pickpocketed the defender there for an assist on a goal there after he was skating back to the bench. I mean, that just goes to put you into, hockey players compared to the rest of the world's sports athletes. And the toughness that they have. This guy, completely blew his ACL, skated back to the bench, and along the way pickpocketed a defender on the opposite team, and then got an assist on the play. A non-related news is Minnesota rookie Jesper Wallstedt capturing his 4th shutout in 6 games. He now has 8 wins, 4 shutouts.
I was at that game. He beat your Oilers.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like you won a 1-0 game against Connor McDavid and the Oilers. There's nothing. That's a pretty big win. Normally, as I'll quote McDavid, as he said, a one goal game. Oilers should be winning that, but Wallstedt did what he has done in the last 6 games, and that's outbeat the other player and other goaltender, and that's what he did. He killed it. So good for him. I wish the Oilers didn't trade away his draft pick now, back in the day, but I mean, I don't think anyone could really foresee him playing this well. He's been in the league for what's the 2nd year now? Is it his 2nd full year or something? He's done excellent. I'll get into a bit more of his stats there when we do some of our 3 stars.
Cool. Alert. Other news. Have you heard about the their strange injury in the NHL? The guy burning his leg at home or something. Alexei Toropchenko. Yeah,
Porchenko, yes.
Burns legs during accident in NHL's latest bizarre off-ice injury. He's been hanging around with Jack Hughes.
It's crazy. Like we were saying before we got on air, it's this is the season of injuries. I feel like, I mean, if you look at my fantasy team, half of them are on the injury reserve list. It's really fucking killing me. It's brutal. The injuries from on ice to off ice, it's been crazy. I don't understand it. I don't know if these guys need to be bubble wrapped or what, but it's, you got Jack Hughes cutting his hand open at a dinner table, and then you got how do you say his name?
Alexei Toropchenko.
Yeah, him burning his legs on what I assume the bar. I don't even know how it happens. Did he drop his steak on his leg? A piece of chicken? I don't know. The barbecue tip over in the wind. We're at a loss here.
Yeah, I was doing. I think I wrote this in the group chat. I was doing welding last Friday, and a guy had like molten metal come down and land in his crotch area. I'll let
sounds
you fill in
pleasant.
the blank for that visual there, but I hope it was nothing like that.
Man, it's a weld burn like that. I feel bad for him and his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry for Oh,
So.
yeah. So it's time to go with the Habs these days, Billard.
Boy, we're getting through those dog days. Big win there the other night against Winnipeg, but yeah, it's been slow go. Young team working out the kinks. See a lot of good promise, man. They're awesome playing together. I seen a stat there. They're talking about how they play as like a unit, and just the way they move the puck is fun to watch. But they're making a lot of mistakes. Could use a bit of
young team, though.
goaltending support for sure, but who knows? It's fun to watch.
Goaltending right
I was going
now.
to say, I feel
Yeah,
like every team needs at least one new goaltender, unless you're the Avalanche.
Well, sounds like Jordan Binnington is maybe looking for a new team. There's definitely going to be a few bars on him if that's the case.
Montreal's such an interesting one because they've got, who's it, Dobis, Monty, who are meant to be young prospects in and of themselves. And then they have Fowler on top of it. It's kind of like right now, it's almost like you're rolling the dice trying to pick which one's going to pop before you even know.
And they also
it's such a weird predicament.
They also have Capo Mackinnon kicking around in Laval with Fowler as well, who has a NHL tenure. He, I don't know if I'd want him to start too many big games, but they might need him to do something for him at the rate they're going, because I don't know if Monty's going to pull it off.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, yeah, he was off to a hot start at the beginning of the season. So was Dobis, or how you say his last name? Dobish. They were both off to hot starts. The Habs were all clicking. I think you roll with it. I wouldn't want to discourage your young guys. They're still young. There's a lot of time left for them to develop. I don't think you sit any of them. You roll with what you got, and yeah, bring Fowler up after Christmas if you still think you need someone else. But you bring him up, who you sending down?
Who knows?
Right.
At this rate,
who knows?
There could be some trades moving about, but I know Montreal's in a situation now where they got a lot of potential in the net, but it's not really. It's still early in the season. They're in a playoff spot. I don't know if anyone else in here. Well, I guess Devin, you're back and forth. I never know who you're cheering for, but
he's a flip-flopper.
The other two chums over there, their teams aren't sitting too pretty themselves.
Leafs have been playing all right the past couple of games. I think they're winning again tonight, 4-1. So
is that the return of Austin Matthews?
I don't know.
Bringing the team together.
He's still not ripping the way I expect him to rip. But
I heard a report he switched back to Bauer, and that's kind of been a good turning thing for him.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because he went to CCM after his early years, and he was, he did well with it. But he McDavid did a Bauer stick last week for one game, maybe even just one period. But Matthews did everything: skates, gloves, helmet, stick, all back to Bauer. And he seems to be, I don't know, I watched him kind of lean in and open up for a couple more 1-Ts in first, second period while I was watching beforehand. I don't know. Hopefully it gets a bit swagger going. Get him back.
That's all he needs. I don't know. The whole Leafs lack swagger for the past few years. They just don't have that. They don't have it, in my opinion. I love it. It's my team, but they just don't have. I don't know, man. There's something missing. There's something missing. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but you got Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid. They walk in a room, they fucking shit. Everyone's looking. Everyone's watching. They got it. Right? They got presence. Leafs, I don't know, man. Austin Matthews just, I think giving him the captaincy was a mistake. Your best player isn't always the best leader on the team.
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean that kind of brings us into what we were talking about this morning there in the group chat with Ryan McDonough. being a leader in the locker room, right? I think his new salary, his new contract is a bit high for who he is. He's what, a 36, 37-year-old defenseman who is, I think way past a prime or a top 4 defender. But Tampa Bay gave him 4.1 at 3 years. But as Devin mentioned this morning, maybe they gave him the 4.1 because of his presence in the locker room. If you don't have that, I think you're going to see a big difference. And I feel like the Oilers are seeing that with the absence of, Corey Perry, for example.
The big one for sure.
Right? Like he might not have been the biggest guy or the greatest goal scorer on the team or whatever, but you have that level of, veteranness and all that.
There's a reason why Corey Perry always makes it to the Stanley Cup Finals. It's not because he can't game. He
at one point in his career, he was the guy scoring all the goals. He was the guy who was relied on, right? When he was with the Ducks, he was the guy. And him and Getzlaf ran there for quite a while. And, when that all came to an end, he moved on. But he's used to being that guy, and he brings so much to a team. Like, as much as I hate him, I'd love to have him on the team for a playoff run. Because
well, you wouldn't, because you wouldn't win.
You never win. That's right.
The Perry curse will get you.
Fuck.
Well, you look. Speaking of McDonough, right? Like you look at him. He left Tampa, went over to Nashville. They turn it up, become a playoff team. They flip him back. Nashville signs everybody. They fall off a cliff. Tampa comes back, and they were still good, but they struggled a little bit. They brought them back. Now they're same old Tampa. They're a wagon. Whenever you listen to interviews of guys who talk about their cup runs, they give him so much credit. So even though on the surface, I completely get where you're coming from, based on like reviews or player interviews I've heard where they talk about him and the credit they give that guy, I think the 4.1's a fair number.
And Ron McDonough, going right back to the beginning, one of the biggest blunders in my era of the Montreal Canadiens is letting him go. And I believe the quote was something along the lines of, he's not going to amount to the player that, was it Scott Gomez? Gomez came over in the trade. I always get confused between Gomez and Gianta because they both came over around the same time. But the Scott Gomez trade. And Ron McDonough went on to the Rangers and had a glorious career. Can you imagine him and Markov and Subban? Speaking of Markov, they just had a big celebration for him last night in Montreal. He's an absolute beauty himself.
Dono would have been perfect complement for them. You'd have PK doing his running gun style, and you could have McDonough being the shutdown guy. Perfect pairing.
Carey Price in net.
That's a cup team.
Shoulda.
What could have been? What could have been?
Coulda.
Let's not get into what you shoulda and shouldn't have traded, Zach. Given the main topic around the league right now is how the Oilers traded 2 picks back from 20th to 22nd when they needed a goalie, and they took a forward when they already had every forward in the damn draft.
Who did they draft with that 22nd?
I don't know. It's not it's no one who amounted to anything yet.
For the 2022?
Yeah. 22nd overall pick.
From last year?
Edmonton's kicking themselves for that one now.
But no one could have guessed that he would have amounted to what he's done so far.
No, you never know, man.
Because he didn't do that last year.
One thing,
Edmonton needed a goalie especially at that time. They were still kind of looking. And how rare is, like, there's a lot of traction from the fan base asking, like, pleading that management would have taken that goalie. He was a highly touted prospect. How often do you see goalies going in the first round? So, when you're a goalie going round 1 and the Oilers have that pick, he did well. I think he had a good junior career or World Juniors, played well overseas. Like,
So it was 2021 he was drafted. And the Oilers picked Xavier Bogault.
or
who
Bourgeot, but
has-
yeah.
he's never stepped foot on, or Bourgeot, whatever. He has
Zach
never
has
stepped
been known
foot
to
on.
do pronunciation.
No, I have not. No, I've not. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. So I mean, yeah, we made a blunder. It is what it is. We can recoup from it. Hopefully. If not, then Mcdavid won't be an Oiler in 2 years.
Yep. All right. So on that note, last episode we did it right at the end of the episode. Today, let's do it kind of in the middle. Let's get into our plus minus, boys. Because then after, I know the last question is going to set you and Devin on a rant. So we're going to do it. So yeah, plus minus, brought to you by Benchminer Cards. Stop by benchminercards.com and get yourself some hockey cards. Use the code 5FOR-FIGHTING and get yourself 10% off your order. Also, $100 or bigger orders get free shipping. All right, first up, plus or minus. Will the Avs beat the single season points record this year? Go for Devin. Start her off.
It's obviously I want to go for yeah. I'm going no. We're running hot. We're gonna have a great year. I'm not gonna be shocked we lock in that President's Trophy, but like we're running really hot right now, like extra hot. I think it'll cool down to like hot or really hot and probably still get 125, 130. Wouldn't shock me, but right now they're on pace for 139. That's excluding tonight's whatever the hell is going on against the Islanders.
Yeah, they're shitting the bed.
So they're on pace for 139 and the record's at 135. It's gonna be tight, but I'm gonna lean no. They'll probably be more like 125.
Yes. Billard, give her.
Yeah, I looked into it too because I knew Boston had it, but I couldn't remember what they had. And
It was Boston and Montreal.
Boston in that year, when they at 26 games, they were 21-4-1 and had 43 points. And yeah, Colorado's what 19-1-6 now and got 44 points. So the king of the overtime losses might limp them in. So as long as they keep getting overtime losses and not regular season losses, I'm going to give them the plus on that one.
Well, they're about to be 19-2 and 6.
That is true. Well,
They're down 5-3 against the Islanders.
how
Yeah.
much time's left in that
They
game
got 10
now?
to go.
10 minutes left to third period.
Yeah,
I don't
I
put nothing
wouldn't,
past the
no.
Avalanche. No.
Need
Well,
a Nate,
Oilers are up
I
2-0.
need Nate McKinnon goal here would be all right.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put nothing past the Oilers either, being up to nothing.
Oh, fuck off. Wow. Ooh. Take that knife and just eat it.
You know what? Honestly, it'd be a good time to throw a bet down on who's the Oilers playing. The Oilers are playing the Kraken. Right now would be a great time to bet on the Kraken. The odds would be awesome.
I'm going
Sadly, I
minus
bet
for
on them
Colorado.
I'm
beforehand.
going to say it right now. When this episode airs, it'll already be all said and done. But for now, I'm going to say the Kraken are going to win 5-4 in overtime. Skinner's going to have a terrible third period, let in 3 goals.
Someone who's riding on Joey DeCord right now. I hope you're friggin' right.
Plus or minus, Ryan? Colorado.
I'm going to take the plus because I'd like to see it. I think it'd be a cool season to see if they could bust that out. And take it from the Bruins because fuck the Bruins. And yeah, carry on.
I'll go I'll go minus as well. It's I don't think I think they have it in them. But it is a tough record to beat. The Bruins went on a wagon that year, and I mean, maybe with the Bruins how they did it, maybe Colorado will follow suit and then be shit next year and the year after that. Because Boston's been shit ever since they got rid of Allmark.
The one thing Boston had that year was 2 solid goaltenders. Every single night they had a Vezina-worthy goaltender in the net.
Oh, easily. But like after that, like maybe it was because they complemented each other. But now Swayman is an average goaltender in Boston. Allmark is an average goaltender in
I would say
Ottawa.
Swayman is a good goaltender in a maybe a below average team in Boston. They've been batting over their weight past little while, but I don't think they have a great lot of depth there. But
Unless you're Morgan Geeky, he's just carrying the team in goals.
man, let's see. He got another one tonight, I believe.
He did.
Maybe two. I haven't
You
checked
guys
in a while.
notice? I feel like there's a shift in the NHL this year of names that are putting points up and things, and some guys are falling off, and you're seeing a lot of the new crowd moving their way in and taking over some spots.
One fella who's not falling off, though, is Crosby.
Crosby is
Holy
Crosby.
fuck.
That guy is ridiculous.
18 goals now, man. Fuck, he's
38 years old.
Yeah, crazy.
All right.
Okay, plus or minus, does Wallstedt take the Calder? Go for Zach. You start her off.
If we're basing it off right now, yeah, I think he's definitely the running candidate for the Calder. I wouldn't put it past, the rest of the guys there, but no, I would say I'll give him the plus right now. I'd like to see him do it. Fuck the Oilers, I guess.
Let
Alright,
us
Bill,
know
what are
how
you
you really
thinking?
feel.
What a more slap in the face than a guy you traded down for. You didn't get him because you traded your pick to go ahead and win the Calder, and maybe he puts up 10 shutouts this year. I don't know.
All right, you saying Billard?
I'm going to say no. I think that's Schaefer's trophy to lose at this point. I don't think it's going to go anywhere else. If you look at the betting odds as well, he's still highly, highly favored. But
I
don't
do
know.
like Schaefer.
He's good, man. And in my heart, I'd love to say Demidov, but I think between Schaefer and I just don't think Wallsted's going to keep that level of play. It's hard to keep pucks out of the net in the NHL these days, and
It's one of the hardest jobs in the. Yeah.
He's going to have a good year, but he'll taper off. He'll have a couple bad games. He'll let in a 5-piece in 2 periods and get pulled, and everything will all level out. But he's playing sick now.
All right, Ted, what do you think?
Win the Calder, I'm going to go no. Sorry, I'm going yes, because I've been wrong with all my takes so far, and I can't have a Minnesota Wild player win the Calder. I am rooting for Schaefer. I think he's just been unreal. Like, I was just watching him against the Avs. Man,
He's crazy.
He's almost like he's like a blend of Victor Hedman and Lane Hudson. It's wild. Like, to have such a big body, be so well rounded, and he can move and offensive. Like, he's crazy.
He's making a massive push for Team Canada.
Yeah. So he's got my vote right now, but part of it too, like goaltending is so fickle. The Wild are on an unreal heater at the moment. I want to give it a bit more time. If he can maintain, like if he's putting up, like what is he, 4 shutouts and 6 starts, he's obviously not going to keep that up. But if he's still putting up like a low 2 goals against average, like it's going to be hard to argue against him. Like, I was putting up a big argument for Wolf last year, and I think that's a big thing too. Goalies do struggle to get it. So
It's like I said, it's one of the hardest. It's the hardest job, right? Like you're on the ice for the full 60 minutes. You're battling every shot that comes at you, whether it's 15 shots a game or 49 shots a game, right? Like you're constantly getting ran into. It's harder for a goaltender to win a Calder than a forward. Clearly,
I agree, and like Billard said, I think it's Schaefer's trophy to lose. So no, I'm going to give him the minus unless he keeps this pace up. If he does keep this pace up, 100%, but it's very unlikely that he does. And not even in the sense of shutouts, but if it, like Devin said, if he keeps a solid level of play going, which is a good chance. But I will say this though, if Thomas Harley remains injured going into the Olympics, I'd take Schaefer right now for Team
Schaefer. It is Schaefer's trophy to lose, but that rookie in Anaheim is like fast moving.
Who's that?
What's his name there?
Beckett Seneke.
Yeah, He's killing it the last few games. He's leading the league. He's leading the rookies in points right now with 20.
He's tied for the lead, actually.
Tied now?
Tied for the lead.
I'd with
Damn it.
Demidov.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Oh,
then
my
I'm
God.
not sure what
Get that laugh
Schaefer's.
out of here. Schaefer's at 18.
Well, what's he done against Colorado tonight? I know they've put up 5, so he could have had.
Schaefer, I seen he had 1 assist.
So he might be at 19 or 20 by the end of this.
Schaefer is at. Jesus, Matthew Brazel's putting up points tonight. 3 points.
Yeah, Schaefer got an apple.
Schaefer got an assist. Yeah.
Schaefer got an
There
apple.
you
So he's
go.
at 19 points. But I mean, we can look at it when we talk about the Olympic rosters here again. But I do want to point out that I think we all missed a big name last week when talking about Team Canada. The fact that none of us mentioned Bo Horvat for the way he's playing this year.
Valid point.
I would also see if like the man throws the body. He wins a numerous amount of faceoffs. He's top of the league in points right now. Like he's having a hell of a season.
He's a guy that hasn't had a hell of a season for quite some time, but I guess they're starting to get a team put around him now, so maybe he's starting to flourish. But we will talk about that more when we get into the Olympics stuff. But on to our next plus minus. Does Skinner come back to form this season, or are the Oilers needing to shop around for a goalie?
Get
Jump in
shopping.
here.
Get shopping.
Yeah, like I think he'll so minus. I don't see him coming back to like full form. I think he's like there's too much scar tissue is what I'm looking at. It's gonna be really hard to recover from it. I see him recovering a bit. Like they went through a massive cold streak. I don't see him being that bad, so he will, come back a little bit more to his usual. But I'm with Billard. Get shopping.
Maybe he might recover well in St. Louis.
Yeah, him and Monty will get along great.
I'll give him the minus as well. I do think it's time that the Oilers look for more stability, I guess. The Oilers are just Skinner just isn't it. Backup, sure. He's good for at least 20 games, I think, give or take 20, 25 games. I would be happy to see a goaltender in Edmonton by the trade deadline. Looking at the interviews and the management statements and stuff, I don't think that's the case. I think the Oilers are going to let it run this year, how it is, and make changes in the summer. Hopefully not, because I still do think they have a team that can make the finals again. They just need better backup in the back end. And I do think that's Binnington or even Saros if Nashville's looking to sell.
All right. Well, I'm going to be the heel and give him the plus just because you guys all went minus. So, Stu, he's going to come back. He's going to rip.
Stu's going to blow a fucking knee.
I like him
to.
when he turns it around so they get a win next time he gets free tickets.
That's right.
I like him, and another thing too, like along with a goaltending being the hardest for the Calder to win, it's also harder on veteran goaltenders as well. Like the fans just brutally beat the shit out of goaltender after goaltender after goaltender. I do it. I do it as well. I do it against Skinner. I praise him and I take everything back when he wins a game in the shutout. When he goes to the finals, I did the same thing with Binnington in Four Nations. Like we're all hard on our goaltenders. Like look fucking like Ryan said, look at BJ and fucking. Well, at least you're going to put him into an early grave.
You're only as good as your last game.
I think he thoroughly enjoys the 5 for Fighting pool.
I think he does too.
Yeah, he loves that. No, the boys were a good addition for sure. Him and Jack. It's been great playing Jack the week. Jack's good. Every league I'm in, Jack's always in.
Fuck Jack.
Speaking of Jack
and that trade and champs. Like oh my god,
trade rate, I believe we call it actually.
Oh,
what trade?
He got Philippe Forsberg for fucking Wool. Ah! Devin's jaw hit the goddamn floor.
Why don't you tell him who it was that traded him?
Chris.
Not like the old Chris, a different
Yeah.
Chris.
No,
No,
the old Chris.
old Chris. Old Chris.
He's still in there?
Oh, we brought him back.
Came back,
Ryan gave him a chance.
and there were stipulations that had to be taken care of ahead of the year. And he fully and completely covered everything. So I was like, all right, come on in. And yeah.
And then he goes
Yes.
and makes a fucking trade like that for because he's a Leafs fan, makes a trade for a shitty goaltender for a prime forward who fills every category in our fantasy league.
Yeah, is Champs similar to what we got going in Five for Fighting?
Kind of, except
Yeah.
no penalty minutes.
No
Okay.
penalty minutes. Which
So, yeah,
Forsberg doesn't take.
Yeah, and he plays heavy, but he hasn't been popping. Like, he's not the OG
Well, he's
Philip
in
Forsberg.
Nashville,
Like, that
so-
whole Nashville team's plagued right now. And Wall's getting a lot of playing time. He might come out on top with that one.
Dates. There you go, Chris. Someone in your corner.
Big,
All right.
big take
Hang
here
on.
though. First, hold up. JT Miller has 3 assists tonight.
I just seen that pop up on my phone.
3 assists. About time.
Yeah, I'd say him and Panera are having a good game. All right, next question. My boy, and probably my new favorite player in the NHL by a long shot. Does Connor Bedard pull the Hawks into the playoffs this year? Go for Billard. You can start her off.
No. He's he's killing it, and he's making a lot of people around him look really good. But for Chicago to make the playoffs, that'd mean like a team like Edmonton or Winnipeg wouldn't make the playoffs, and I just don't see Chicago making it over one of them in the long run at the end of the season. But love to see it. You know, he got like 38 points now. He
Kid is
probably the best shot in the NHL. That goal he scored the other
man.
night was filth. But no, I don't think that's a minus for me. I don't think that they're gonna see the playoffs for maybe another year, 2, depending on what they do. But they're looking like they should probably make a trade, depending on, if they move a couple pieces around, bring in a bit of veteran presence who can still play, get Foligno back in the lineup, and maybe they're getting
Perry back.
getting A+ goaltending out of Spencer Knight.
Oh.
So they got it is the recipe for an underdog story, but I don't think they'll do it this year.
Devin?
Yeah, I'm with Billard. He took my main point, which is Winnipeg and Edmonton. Definitely see them rising on up. I'm looking at their depth chart right now. They need more. They got Ryan Green. I think he's a
He's
young
been playing
prospect.
wicked, man.
He could be good, actually. He played college last year. I didn't know much about him. Apparently, he's a pretty good prospect, so I don't even mind him.
He's
You've
from
got
St.
Berkey on the
John's.
top line, and then you've got Oliver Moore on the second line, Bertuzzi. I mean, we talked about Bertuzzi. He's having a great year up there. But I still, if you're going to be a contending team, I want him third line grinder, and I want a bit more high octane in top 6. And I don't see them having it right now. So to take over the 2 teams you mentioned, to be better than them by the end of the year, I'd love it. But I'm going to say no. Also because I know Ryan's going to say yes because he falls asleep to Connor Bedard highlights every night.
I love him. He's great. Go for Zach.
I'm also going to say no, as much as I'm also a massive fan of Bedard. I think, like Billard said, he probably has the nicest shot in the league right now. He's killing it. He's doing everything he needs to do. It's a shame that he's on the Hawks team, but I feel like he can get them there over time if they stick with him and he sticks with them, along with Spencer Knight, who's been playing phenomenal as well. He's making a contending name for himself to be in the U.S. team for the Olympics as well. So I'm going to say no, but I would say in the next couple of years, if they make the right moves, you'll see the Blackhawks back in the playoffs.
Very good. Well, I'm going to be the heel again, like Devin said, and I'm going to say yes because I do fall asleep every night to Connor Bedard highlights. The guy is fucking disgusting. Did you see the shootout goal the other night?
He
was
undressed
nice.
Carter Hart.
Oh man, made him spin around in the crease and everything. It was so gross. And the goal he scored was an absolute beauty. I'm gonna say yes, plus on that one. I think they're gonna sneak into a wild card spot. You got San Jose and Utah sitting there 2 points ahead of them right now. Utah has been playing very, very well, but I don't see them hanging on to that for too much longer. I don't know. I think they're going to sneak in there. I think Connor Bedard's going to bring that team along. He's a generational talent. He's going to be the Sidney Crosby of our time. Him and Celebrini, the Crosby Ovechkin type battle. It's going to be the two of those guys. I can
Well,
see that.
apparently it's going to be Bedard and Mctavish who are going at it for a while.
Yeah,
You see that Anaheim
did.
game?
Yeah,
I
it was
loved
good.
it. I
I did
love
too.
him chirping. I love seeing that edge. And it's
There's
honestly the
empty
biggest
netter and
change
just
from his year 1 and year 2 to year 3. That like bite,
Yeah,
that's changed everything.
100%.
Mm.
What were you saying, Billard?
said he just buries the empty netter and just looks at the opposing bench and just screams at him.
I love
got
it.
that
I love the
fire.
kid. He does.
He's got the
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah, he scored
Got
that
it.
one too, and I hit my parlay, and I was right in the world.
Billard fell asleep to Bedard highlights that night too.
He did.
Man, I took him, like we talked about last episode, I took him in the 4th round of fantasy, and I'm going to keep him for as long as I can now because he is,
He's
Burn that
gross.
first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless BJ wants to trade me Celebrini, that's all
Well,
it's gonna
Zach, he
take.
doesn't need to burn it. He can keep
No,
him.
for 2 years he'll have to burn him
Yeah,
on
you
his
keep
first.
so you can keep him next year, and then the year
Yeah.
after he could probably burn
Yeah.
it. Yeah, fair enough.
But I got bigger fish to fry than that right now. If we're looking at
The fact you stole Bedard, you're still at the bottom.
yeah.
All right. Now this
I,
is the question that I know you guys are going to fight about. So this is the last question for plus minus. Plus or minus, kind of in a weird worded way, but who would you take as the better player currently, McDavid or McKinnon? Start it off, Billard. Why not?
Mackinnon. He again, I don't know if he's the better hockey player, but like I said earlier, he's more valuable to his team currently, and I mean he's on an absolute tear because he almost got 50 points already. So I'm going to say McKinnon, and now I'm going to bow out and let the boys.
I'm gonna chirp mine in there too. I'm gonna take. That's a tough one. I haven't even thought it through fully. I'm gonna take McDavid, just because I've seen him play. I know what he can do. I've seen McKinnon play too. I know what he can do. And when McDavid is on and rolling, no one can touch him. No one's as good as he is, and he will change the game. Now we haven't seen him in a minute at that level, but he's MIA, kind of like Austin Matthews, but not at different
But that's where it
levels.
loses it for me here now, is because when he's on. But I don't think Nate McKinnon ever turns off fully. So
That's fair.
Yeah, but see,
All right, boys.
but McDavid's off is still 36 points in 26 games. Right? Like McDavid's off is better than 95% of everyone's great. Right? I mean,
Yeah, that's not better than McKinnon's. Like McKinnon's off is at that level too.
I don't know. McDavid's been in the league 10 seasons. 8 of those seasons, 100 points. 1 season, 97 points. On a team that doesn't have Makar, Landeskog, Rantanen, Nietzsche's, Tays, all these players. He has Draisaitl and he has Bouchard. And then Nugent Hopkins, who finally hit 100 points for the first time in his career 2 years ago. Well, when you're a first-round draft pick, you should be hitting 100 points every season. Give or
Yes
take.
and no.
Give or
Yeah.
take.
Yeah.
Give or take. You should be in the higher end of the points in the season if you're a first pick.
Yeah. First overall, you should be a heck of a player. Absolutely.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, if you're looking at this season here, yeah, McKinnon is what? He's, has 42. What does he have right now? I have it written down here.
46.
46 points in 27 games.
Yeah. 10
McDavid
more
and
than McDavid.
10 more than McDavid right now. But you look back at McDavid's 2023, or I think it was 2020. Yeah, 20. Where did it go? I have it all written down here. Yeah, in 2022, 2023, McDavid had 43 points in 25 games, and McKinnon had 36 points in 26 games. McDavid finished that year with 153 points in 82 games.
Sure.
I don't see McKinnon hitting that.
I'm not saying that McDavid doesn't have the higher ceiling, but if you look at the past, especially recency bias, like I'm looking at it now, McKinnon got 10 more points than McDavid. He's also got 22 goals. He leads the league in goals. I've always thought he's got a better shot. You never see McDavid pull up and hit the 1T. He's got a harder wrist
No.
shot. McKinnon snipes all the time, and he can beat you dangling, and he's more physical. Like bar none, the physicality I give to Nate, without a doubt. He's just a dog. So again, we're splitting hairs. They're 1 and 2 in the league without a doubt. But if you had to pick one guy right now to win you a game, I'm going McKinnon because I think he's a complete package. Billard mentioned it, like McDavid can be a little more hot and cold. Like, was it last year or the year before McKinnon had that home streak where it was like 36 home games in a row with a point? Like he's showing up every night. And we might have Makar, we might have Nietzsche or whoever, but no matter who's on the ice, McKinnon's running that show. He runs the power play.
Do you
He
think
drives
McKinnon?
everything.
Do you think McKinnon can go to a different team and still do that?
Yeah. He's going to go from, what would he be? If he hits 135, 140 points this year with Makar and Michas, you could put him on the Hawks. He's still going to pop out, or I say the Hawks, but whoever, pick a shitty team.
Nashville.
Yeah, he could go to Nashville. He's still putting up 110, 120 minimum.
Yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I still think I'm taking McDavid. I mean, we can both say it's because they're our home team boys. But it's just if it comes down to wanting to like win a game, like Ryan said, I mean, there's no when McDavid's on, and in most games he is on. When he is on, there's no better player in the world than Connor McDavid. His speed, his agility, his hockey IQ, it's out of this world. I'm not saying McKinnon doesn't have any of those, but I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, if you want to talk defensively and stuff, sure, we can get into that a little bit more, but I don't know.
That's
I
kind of
think
more my point is I take that side too. Like I look at McKinnon's game a bit more well-rounded. McDavid is without a doubt the best offensive player we'll probably ever see. He's amazing. But if I need to win a game, I'm going for the dog every day. I love how Ryan just checked out mid-rant. He's like, yeah, I got a minute.
Yeah, I got a minute. And you left Zach speechless with that one.
what? I ain't speechless with nothing. I'm just looking up a fact here.
Chat GPT and a few more stats to try and come back.
Yeah, Ron's just like, yeah, I got a good minute. I'm going to go and check on the kids.
Again, I don't think we're going to see eye to eye on it. Like, it's our hometown guy. But, yeah, I take recency bias, and that's more what I'm basing it off. Like, if you're to tell me over the course of the career who's going to be the better player, at the end of the day, I'm in your corner. I think McDavid's going to retire as the better guy. And I think to this point, his overall career. But recency bias, if you're taking like a game tomorrow, you got to win, Colin Mack.
And then if you want, I looked up the defensive stats, the blocks and the hits. McKinnon does have quite a few more blocks, but they're pretty near on par for hits.
In the sense
McDavid's
of that they hit, yeah, but like, have you ever seen McDavid steamroll a guy?
once or twice.
Never.
In your
I've
dreams.
never seen him physically overpower a guy where it's like, look
In
at
my dreams, fuck you.
Yeah.
I told you that in privacy, bastard. No, I get what you're saying. We're not gonna agree on it, and we could bash the last fucking 15 minutes of this out doing just this, but I don't know. They're both they're both, first ballot future Hall of Famers. Both of them will most likely. I don't think neither one of them will touch Gretzky's points records, but both of them will be in the top 5, top 10, top 5 in points by the end of it. So, but we'll close it at that because, like I said, we could be here forever. But
Well, I know Ryan said final plus minus, but I got an impromptu one for everyone. Plus or minus, we will have 2 or more home accidents before the season's out.
Plus.
I'm taking
the way this season's going,
one's
plus.
yeah, plus.
Yeah, at this rate, every team should just invest in private chefs for these guys because obviously they're not doing a very good job
not allowed to
themselves.
drive, not allowed to do nothing.
Childproof
Can't go on
kitchen.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ almighty, yeah.
All right. So, moving into who wants to start? We did Team Canada last week, and this week we're going to do Team USA. Who wants to start?
I'll go for it.
Oh, go ahead, Devin.
Devin got her. Give it to her. So, projected
Cool.
Olympic rosters for Team USA.
So I got Team USA. I'm not gonna lie, like
Sorry, Dad, not to cut you off. Did anyone see Chris's chat and champs? Wool's hurt.
Trades for Wool and the fucker gets hurt.
did Wool get injured?
Yeah.
Apparently.
You're kidding. He was having a good game too.
Oh shit.
Trading for Wool and the fucker gets hurt.
Well, he got the win. He won 5-1.
Oh,
Chris.
fuck.
Typical Chris type luck. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
god.
shit.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna
Lead
wipe
us
my
off there,
tears
Devin.
away. But yeah, this was a lot harder than I thought getting into it. Like, so many combinations. So I got line 1. I got Jake Gensel, Jack Eichel, Tage Thompson. Big thing there. I want Eichel and Thompson. Tage got an amazing shot. I want Eichel feeding into it. I then got Boldy, Matthews, and Jack Hughes. Second line, top some killer offense. I think Boldy gives a bit of an edge to it. I now got my physical shutdown line, which is Brady Tkachuk, Vincent Trocheck, and Matty Tkachuk. And then I go as a kind of utility line of Kyle Connor, Dylan Larkin, Alex Tuck, and I've got my backup forwards as JT Miller and Jason Robertson. On D, I go Hughes, McAvoy, Werenski, Fox, Sanderson, Faber. I think those ones, I didn't see a lot of other options that would pop in there. And I had Lane Hudson and John Carlson as your backup. And then I go Connor Hellebuck. I think he's going to get the nod. Hellebuck and Ottinger, they're going to be your 1-2. And then I've popped in Knight. I think he's earned it over Swayman. I like him. He's a young guy. So you can, really, what's the harm in bringing in a young guy in your third spot? Likely it's just going to be Hellebuck and Ottinger anyway. Why not bring a young guy in, get him some exposure?
100%.
He could be there
that.
in 4 to 8 years anyway. Might as well get him in.
I
And I
watched
think he's, and not just like a pity. Like, you're not just saying, oh, he's a young guy,
No.
throw him in. I think he's earned it.
Yeah,
earned
I watched the Blackhawks Vegas game the other night. Phenomenal game, and everything about Carter Hart aside, Carter Hart and Spencer Knight put on an absolute fucking show in overtime. If you guys checks the highlights of that game,
it was phenomenal.
Fucking real. They ripped in that OT, and they played a great game the whole game. That was a really good hockey game that whole game. But the overtime, they put on a show.
Yeah,
all right,
so I can go.
Billard, what do you got?
Yeah, so again, I had a bit of trouble with it too, and I realized I had a major omission, and I went back, and then I started tinkering with things, and I kind of went off the rails a little bit. But yeah, my first line, I got Eichel centering the wingmen, Maddie and Brady Kachuk. My second line, I got Matthews, center, and Kyle Connor and Jason Robertson. Again, that's going to be a high offensive output line. All three of those guys are elite scorers in the league. And say what you want about Matthews, but if he wants to play and he's going to, skate, he can play both sides of the puck really well. So I think he'd be pretty well a good fit for anybody. Third line, I got Hughes, Jake Gensel, and Clayton Keller. And then my fourth line, I got Dylan Larkin, Matt Boldy, and one of the best goal scorers in the league, Cole Caulfield. I don't know how they're going to be able to leave him off, man. As long as he keeps putting the pucks in the net, and watching the last couple Habs game, he's not scoring as much, but he's passing. He's got like 4 or 5 assists in the last 4 or 5 games now, so he's coming around on both sides of the puck. So I think he's going to squeak in there. And my last or my spares would be Miller and Thompson. And then on the defensive side of it, I got Hughes and McAvoy. Not sure even what McAvoy's situation is now after he smashed his face with the puck, but I assume he's going to be ready for the Olympics. And then I got Werenski, Fox.
I'm pretty sure
Sanderson,
Stepdaddy's
Faber.
coaching again, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Sullivan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Werenski, Fox, line 2, and Sanderson, Faber. Seems like that's going to be pretty unanimous. And then I put Slavin or Hudson as the 7th guy, leaning, depending on what they want. Their Slavin is a good shutdown guy. But again, I believe he's still injured. I'm not sure if he's back in the lineup yet or not. And Hudson, well, everyone knows what he's capable of. So he'll help him on the offensive side if he gets his shot. But he could make a ideal 7th defenseman. Just put him out there, let him skate on the power play and on that extra small ice surface that they're building in Italy.
But but Hudson could also be like the same thing as a Knight. Bring him in as an extra.
Mm-hmm.
Have him around the guys.
Yeah, let him learn from the
exactly,
fellas,
right? Because he's still young, and
like
Devin said, you got be there in 4, 6, 8 years, whatever. 100%.
I like him too. Like, say Quinn Hughes goes down. Well, I like Lane coming in and running power play 1 over anyone else they have. And then you could regress them back to line 3 because the other guys are a bit more well-rounded. But I think you can pop him in that injury situation. He'll still be unreal. But yeah, I like him for that.
Fair. And so my goaltending is, I'm just going to go with the big 3, I'll call them, with Hellebuck as their starter, and then Otter and Swayman. I think Guerin is too old school. I don't think he's going to give Spencer Knight his due and call him up to the big leagues and let him put on the jersey. But I think he's going to go with those 3 fellas.
Very good. All right, Zach, what do you got?
I have. Where's my list here? So my first line forwards, I have Hughes on the wing, Eichel in the middle, and then Kyle Connor on the other wing for line 1. I feel like those guys, Eichel's obviously cleared himself as the clear number 1C for that team over Matthews, or even like Larkin, for example. He's also could be classified as a number 1C, but I think Eichel's earned that. Line 2 is I have Caulfield, Matthews, and Thompson on there. Like Devin said, Thompson has a wicked shot. He's not afraid to also throw the body around. He can shut it down. Matthews, if he can, find his game somewheres, he'll be a rock star on that second line. And Caulfield, I mean, we've all watched him. He's on the verge of, scoring 40, 50 goals this year and for the next few years. My shutdown line is Brady, Miller, and Brady Kachuk, Miller, JT Miller, and Matthew Kachuk. Based off 4 nations, I don't know how you split them up. I do agree, you throw Thoracek in there. He's also a heavy grinder, but I don't know that line of Miller and the Kachuk boys when they all went to scrap there. That was I don't know how you change it up. It was something
it's aging slightly poorly of the timing for tonight because you mentioned how Miller's got 3 apples, but I wrote it down before that, and the reason why I left him is exactly that. I'm like, if they need to pop someone in, he's my first go-to guy. But I found Trocheck since he's come back. He's been unreal.
Phenomenal.
Like the Rangers,
I tried to get him off you while he was on IR.
yeah, the Rangers were falling apart, and as soon as Trocheck came back to the lineup, they found new life. Got another win tonight. So
Yep.
that was kind of my angle there, but both of them are interchangeable.
And then my fourth line, which is, I mean, like you said, when it came to Team Canada, we all had it was a pretty straightforward who we thought was going to be there. But with Team US, you kind of, you went back a few times back and forth. And my fourth line is Keller, Larkin, and Robertson. I think Keller has made his stamp on being able to play. He's dominating the Utah right now. He's keeping them in it. They're playing phenomenal. He's a big reason why. Larkin, underrated player. He's a hell of a forward, hell of a centerman. If it wasn't for him, the Red Wings wouldn't be in some of the spots they're in. And then Robertson's also having a bounce back year this year, which is good to see. And then my extras is Thoracek, Kreider. I think Kreider is also a guy that you'd be able to throw in there. He's not much of a passer or anything like that, but the guy knows how to score a goal and knows how to throw a body. I feel like he's also one that you can throw in there if you need someone to fill in a spot for an injury or whatever.
If you need someone to run a fucking goalie. Fucking scumbag.
It's time to get over that, man. That was fucking forever ago. Move on.
People don't forget.
Move on. I'm gonna print that picture and I'm gonna email it to you. I'm gonna send it to you. I want it framed in there. And then my defensive team is Quinn Hughes and Rudinski. I have McAvoy and Slavin. And then I have Sanderson and Jones, line 3.
Okay.
And then my backups are Faber and Fox if healthy, and Hudson. I didn't have Hudson on until earlier this afternoon, but just based off of my other two, Fox and Faber. But I do agree, Hudson can, like you said, fill in for Hughes if he goes down and run the power play 1, and then send him back to line 3. But I think Sanderson and Jones are pretty good for the third line for them.
Funny, all the lists I pulled up beforehand, no one mentioned Slavin, and I didn't pick up on him. And he was like their hero in Four Nations.
If there was an award for the best defensive defenseman, it'd be Slavin. He's a hell of a player, and I think he's earned a spot to play on this roster. And I think he will. I don't think from everything that I've read, I don't think a lot of Team US is going to be changing based off from Four Nations because it did work so well. I think Team Canada might have a bit different ways just because, they have Billard and Celebrini and them now that are playing well that they could pick from. And then my goaltenders are obviously the same as you guys. I have Hellebuck being number 1, Ottinger number 2. At the beginning of it, I did have Demko if he was staying healthy. I was faithful that he could do it. I'd like to see him in there over Sway, but I have Swayman as my third.
Right on. All right, I'll get into mine there now. So I'm going to do a little bit opposite of you guys. So you're talking about the defense. I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to start with the goalies. Same as you guys. I'm going with Hellebuck to start, Otter for the backup, and third is Swayman. Nothing crazy there. But my third defensive pairing is going to be Jake Sanderson and Noah Hannafin. My second pairing is, as surprised as you were, Jacob Slavin and Zach Roinski. And my first pairing will be Quinn Hughes and Charlie McAvoy. And then the honorable mentions for for defense were Luke Hughes and Adam Fox. And then line 4 for up front, I got Brady Tkachuk, Dylan Larkin, and JT Miller. Line 3, Kyle Connor, Tage Thompson, Clayton Keller. Line 2, Jason Robertson, Jack Eichel, Jake Gunsel. And line 1, Jack Hughes, Austin Matthews, and Matthew Tkachuk.
You really have Matthews going in their first line C, eh?
Yeah, of course I do. He's my boy, but also because he played with Tkachuk when they were kids. They grew up playing together. They got good chemistry. They like each other. They're buddies. I think they'll do well.
That's all Zach heard from that whole thing was Austin Matthews, first line center.
1C.
I mean, it's not. I heard the Slavin part.
Yeah. Listen, as much as he's been MIA, and I'm the first one to jump on it and say he's been MIA. When he plays and he's on his game, and I've seen the guy play, I don't think there's a guy. I'd put Mackinnon in the same kind of category as this, but for strength on the puck, when he's on and he's using his body and he's in the corners and he's on that puck, man, it is fucking hard to get that puck off his stick. And I'm waiting for that guy to come back, whether he ever comes back again. But when he's on, man, he's disgustingly good at hockey. And
so I have something to add. That I mean, we didn't get it in Team Canada because I think we already know who it's going to be. But for Team US, who do you think the captain's going to be?
Oh,
Because obviously for Team Canada, it's Crosby.
yeah, no doubt.
Crosby,
Has to be.
I would say that Team Canada is not going to shy away from who they had as their captains for Four Nations. Maybe McKinnon over Makar, but you'll still see an A on McDavid's jersey and a C on Crosby's. And then
I'd give it to Matthew Tkachuk.
I would say Matthew or Brady.
I'd give it to Matthew just because he's the older brother, A, and B, he has the Stanley Cup experience. He's won. He's their guy. And he is a leader, man. You see him on the Florida Panthers. He's a leader in that dressing room. They love him. I think he's the guy.
But with that being said, I also, in my head, just based off leadership and stuff like that, I also thought about Dylan Larkin.
Yeah, Dylan Larkin's a guy who could do it too, but I'd still give it to Chuck just for the couple of cups on his rings on his finger.
Devin, who you got?
I hadn't really thought of it, and I'm going through the list right now. I don't really argue Matty. I like Larkin. I'd go Brady.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Second?
See?
Brady with the C, Poppy with the A, Eichel with the A, Larkin with the A. Fuck Quinn Hughes.
Billard, who you got?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably going to go the same. I like Brady there. Brady, you know, he's the captain of his team. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe Brady. I said earlier the year that I thought it might be JT just because of his intensity level, but now seems like that intensity level is misplaced. Or
if he was playing the same way he was playing last year, I can see Miller being the captain. But
for sure,
with how he's played this year so far, I don't see that.
But yeah, no, Brady, maybe throw it to a defenseman, Werenski or McAvoy, two good strong leaders on their own teams.
I feel like McAvoy will wear an A.
So yeah, I'll give it to Brady. We'll give McAvoy an A, and we'll give the other A to his brother.
Nice.
Fuck Matthews.
Fuck Matthews.
I knew that was coming.
That's all I heard of that whole thing was fuck Matthews. Yeah,
that's all Billard said in his mind.
So
he's like, I got a reel to send my coworkers.
Yeah, they're listening, man. They're just listening to give me shit, but they're still listening.
Did you guys, on a completely different note, just to sidetrack for a second, did you guys see the group chat? I just sent out a parlay I got going.
I did not.
So it's a 9-legger, and every one of them is like the upset bet. And if I can get Detroit to close out over Columbus, I've got I think the first 5 or 6 of the 9 legs
Nice.
locked in.
What's the payout?
It's a total payout for $1 bet. Well, let me pull it up. I gotta find it here now. Here
Also,
we go.
as we're talking, Ryan, you cursing the Oilers 3-2.
Yeah,
Told you
$1
it was a
bet,
great time to place a bet.
2,300.
2003. Woo, shit,
Nice.
for $1.
Do you got an
Yep.
early payout there?
But you will if the Red Wings win. You'll get an early payout. For sure.
No, I like Red Wings win, and then I still need Seattle to win, Blackhawks to win, and another one. But I've got 5. If the Red Wings close it out, I'll have 6 of the 9, I think.
Nice.
Never know, they might
So
give you a
it's-
cash out.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
be a cash out
I
for
have the
sure.
cash out option already for 50, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna wait see if Detroit can close it out. If they close it out, I can probably cash out for a couple hundred.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Sick. Well, boys, I got to call that a night. Kids are home. Got to go get them sorted for bed and all that fun stuff, as you all know. So, yeah. Thanks again, boys. That was a laugh. That was a great time.
An excellent time.
Fun. It was fun, fellas. See you next time.
I'm glad we can make it work. That was a good one.
It was.
It was. So, yeah. Fight for Fighting Podcast. Like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Check it out. Have a good one, everybody.
Peace.
See you guys.